Folks at home, welcome to Tank Tuesday, and it has been a rough 24 hours here in the BamaBass household. Let's just go ahead and show you exactly what happened first thing this morning. So this morning when I'm getting up, I'm walking Milo out here, and every morning we have the same ritual. I walk him out this back door, he runs out in the backyard and uses the bathroom. Well, this morning he shot off through the kitchen, so I walk through here to see what he's doing. And as soon as I round this corner, I see a bass's tail right there, and Milo is sitting here licking our biggest pet fish, Bonnie. She was laid out right here on the floor. So I quickly picked her up, put her in the tank. She was on her last breath. She wasn't flopping around. She wasn't quite stiff yet, but you could tell she was on her last breath. So I spent about 5 minutes resuscitating her, just moving her back and forth to get that water flowing through her gills really good. And she finally started biting on my thumb a little bit, and I could tell she was coming back too. I tried to let her go a couple of times, and she would just go belly up to the surface. So I just kept resuscitating her for about 5 minutes. And then finally she got to where she could swim a little bit on her own. And you can see here I finally let go of her and she swam down there to the spot where she's sitting on the bottom. So we're going to sit here and watch her for a little while and make sure that she's okay. And you can see the water is still right here where she jumped out. She jumped out of our center square here and landed right here on the carpet. And the reason that we don't have that cover on the center square is because that's what we're using as an additional divider over there on the back side. So the hero of the day is our pet dog Milo, because if he would have walked out in the backyard, we usually go spend about 5 minutes out there every morning, and had he went outside like he normally does every other morning, our pet bass would have never made it. So Milo, you want some treats? You definitely deserve these, buddy. Let's get some treats. Oh, Buster checking in on the treat action. He said, let me put a paw on one of those. But his old sniffer right there is what saved, or hopefully saved, Bonnie's life. Pound it. You saved a life today. Pound it. Pound it. Good boy. You saved a life. Alright, now it is time for you to go outside. Good doggy. Uh-oh, I think he's going to chase a squirrel down. Yep. He sees a squirrel. He doesn't understand that when he barks that loud running down the stairs that he always scares a squirrel off. Good boy. So we have one other bad thing happen in our household, and that's Liz's cat of 15 years passed away yesterday. Her cat's name was Chloe, and Liz and I have been dating since we were in high school for 16 years. And 1 year after we got together, she got this cat Chloe and brought her through college. And Chloe was able to live a long, happy life, but unfortunately it was her time. So rest in peace, Chloe. Alright, it's been about 12 hours since Bonnie jumped out of the tank. She's doing much better. She's not breathing hard anymore. She's swimming around the tank. Her tail's still a little bit red. The only thing I haven't seen is her raise that top fin right there. You can see where her scales are a little bit scuffled up right there. I hadn't seen her raise that fin yet. It may just be a mood thing. I'm not quite sure, but definitely think she's recovering. I did put a couple minnows in there. There's one over there. She's not interested in the minnows right now, so that's fine. If I had a near-death experience, I probably wouldn't be ready to eat for a little while anyways. Alright folks, we got Bowser hanging out there in the top of the tank, and look at our algae problem. You see we've got algae on these big rocks. We've had algae problems that are usually easy to contain in an aquarium, but since this is a new aquarium, you typically have brown algae that comes in. The problem is these rocks are a pain to clean. It's much easier when you're cleaning gravel than it is to clean these big rocks, because you got to take them out individually and scrub them. So we went to the pet store today to get some sand, and the woman there recommended that we shouldn't even put sand in because it can cause some issues with turtles eating it as well. So I think our plan of attack here is to take out the rocks here in the middle that are underwater and leave these big rocks over here so he still has a good basking area. So since the bottom of the tank is clear and I don't want Bowser to feel like he's falling all the time, we got this little liner here. We can either use blue or black. I think we're going to go with black. So we'll have a black base liner on the bottom of the aquarium. Alright, we got the rocks out. We're going to be cleaning the water here in just a minute, but we found the best way to clean this filter is using magic erasers. They work wonders on algae on any hard surface. This is a before, and there's the after. Before and after. So now, let's clean all this dirty water out of the tank with a python. before he tries to jump into it. Stay up there on the rocks, Bowser. Alright, this is the finished product and I think I like it. We got the black background installed on the bottom, no rocks. We removed all the algae. Now I think the last thing we're missing is a little bit of floating plants. So we're about to add some of those in now. Alright, the turtle tank is looking fresh. While we were at the pet store today, I got him a couple of different frozen foods. They say that frozen food may be a little bit more nutritious than like freeze-dried shrimp or whatever. So that's basically some frozen shrimp. And this is something that looks pretty cool. It's called Aquatic Turtle Diet. It has all kinds of things in it. Read that list of ingredients. Carrots, krill, turnips, lettuce, bloodworms, dandelion greens. Look at that long list of things. So we're going to drop Bowser one of these little frozen sections right here in and see if he likes it. So that's what it looks like. It is frozen rock solid, but we're about to drop it in for him and just see what he does with it. And he's going after it. Yep, he definitely smells something in there he wants to eat. He is chomping on it. I'm sure it's cold right now and rock hard, but we'll just watch him for a minute and see what he eats out of it. Man, that's interesting. He's tearing that thing up. Oh, he's got it now. Get it, Bowser. That is hilarious. He loves it though. So guys, if you want that perfect little treat, I'll try to put a link down in the description below because I can tell you right now, Bowser's chewing it up. He's enjoying it. Had to eat some of that topwater lettuce. We got Heisenberg going claws out, looking for his next meal.
Not spicy enough, and it's red, which is your favorite.
Alright, I'm about to go in and clean out a lot of these things out of Moby's tank. This time of year when the sun comes in through these windows, just because it's summertime, we'll get a lot of algae bloom. So I'm about to go in and take a lot of this stuff out. Let's drop a minnow or two in for Moby before I do it. Time to let the big dog eat. Got him sideways in his mouth. We got him though. Mouth full. I think you got him twisted in there, Moby. It's up to you to figure that one out. Got him. He figured it out. Alright, so the light's finally cut on in the aquarium. Bonnie's doing much better. She's still a little bit pale. You can see all those white spots there. But I definitely think she's going to survive. Don't do that again, Bonnie. Alright, we're trying to get rid of the algae problems in Moby's tank. So we took every plant and piece of wood out of the tank. Now we're going to do a big water change and only go back in with a couple pieces of wood until we get rid of the algae. Alright, we used the python hose. Got all of his algae out of the tank. Looking good now. About to fill her back up. Like I said in past videos, in the summertime you're going to be pumping much warmer water than that's already in the tank. So you got to drop you some ice packs in there. Cool that water down really quick. That way Moby's not freaking out over there. So we're going to try a little experiment. Let's see if Moby would eat a minnow in the middle of a water change. All this stuff going on in his tank. We got a minnow for him. I'm gonna guess yes. Just based on his reaction. Here we go. Got him. He doesn't care what's going on. You could probably put him in a toilet bowl and he's still gonna eat a minnow if he sees him. That's probably the least amount of stuff that's ever been in Moby's tank, but don't worry, Moby. We'll get you some plants next week. We do have a pleco though, hiding back there behind the little intake pipe. And we also have a snail in here. I saw him earlier today. He was digging himself. There he is. He digs himself down in the substrate right there. He'll pop out later in the day and he'll be stuck to the glass. Now, like I always say, you never know what to expect in a Tank Tuesday video with all these crazy pets, and this week was no exception. So hit that subscribe button so you can follow along every week. And everybody, please cross your fingers that Bonnie makes it. Now we're about to roll some subscriber clips. Hope you all enjoyed the video. See you all next week.
Bonnie and Clyde were pretty looking people, but I can tell you people, they were the devil's children. Bonnie and Clyde began their evil doing one lazy afternoon down Savannah way. They robbed a store and hightailed out of that town. Got clean away in a store